A language learning plateau happens when you feel stuck at a certain level. I started studying abroad at the age of 15. I've been learning languages for over 10 years, and one thing that helped me make a breakthrough is to stop translating everything into your mother tongue. Instead, learn and process the language on its own terms like a native speaker. Let me explain. Think about how kids learn to speak. They learn by interacting with the environment. They watch how their parents speak and absorb the language naturally. What I did to improve my English in the first place was read, watch, and listen everything in plain English without any subtitles, transcripts, or translations. I already knew some English, but not at the level of a native speaker. The reason I did this was so that when I spoke the language, I could start thinking English instead of translating it in my head. Recently, I've been experiencing a plateau in Japanese. I can understand 80 to 90% of the podcasts I listen to, but my vocabulary has stagnated. It's not that I haven't been studying consistently, it's because I've grown too comfortable with the same resources. So I started finding new podcasts where the hosts have different life experiences, making their speech unique. Even though I don't enjoy listening to Japanese news, it's an excellent way to learn advanced vocabulary. I've been pushing myself to listen to NHK News more often. Another option is to use the same material but make it harder by speeding it up or watch videos without subtitles. This adds a layer of challenge to familiar content. This idea was inspired by my teacher when I was taking language lessons in Japan. She would explain words in Japanese using simpler words instead of translating them into another language. We were also not allowed to speak English in class. When we learn languages, we don't always take lessons, but we can still use better dictionaries to help us understand. I avoid translating into my mother tongue because certain nuances can get lost in translation. Additionally, using a dictionary in your target language helps you learn synonyms and phrases native speakers commonly use. This not only expands your vocabulary but also deepens your understanding of the language. When I'm starting a new language, I use beginner-friendly materials like short stories and children's books for building basic vocabulary. Then I transition to real-world materials such as TV shows and YouTube videos. My favorite content includes vlogs where YouTubers share their daily routines, plans, and books. Recently, I started taking private French lessons. I am learning to explain my experiences and I want to become better at describing books I read and movies I watched and etc. These practical scenarios are useful for everyday conversations. When it comes to media, the key is to consume as much as possible. By this point, you've probably watched plenty of language teaching channels. If you want to get to intermediate or higher level, I suggest following influencers that native speakers enjoy watching. Instead of learning in a structured way, you will absorb the language more naturally. You might even find yourself binge watching their content. This method is for those who speak more than one language. You might find it helpful to use one language to learn another. My native language is Mandarin, and I find it super effective to learn French using English. Many French and English words are similar. Also, when learning Japanese, I've noticed that many kanji characters look exactly the same as Chinese characters. Choosing the right language to learn together can deepen your understanding and help you learn faster. In one of my previous videos, I demonstrated how I use two subtitles. The primary subtitle is in the language I'm learning, and the secondary is in English for support. I refer to English when I don't understand the French subtitles, but I don't rely on it entirely. This way, I'm improving both languages. For example, I recently encountered a French word panache, and I was surprised to find it used in English as well. Even after speaking English for years, I'm still discovering new things.